Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Optic 8-light oval pendant. This is the 131085. This is a collaboration with Hubbardton Forge and the Moser Glass Company. They're in Cambridge, Ohio. Check them out, Cambridge. I think it's actually moserglass.com. But anyway, they're a company, a family-run glass company in Ohio that's been around for over half a century, and they make some beautiful glass that I actually own, believe it or not. When I went to their website, I was surprised that I actually own a lot of this glass already. But they make these beautiful pieces of optic glass for Hubbardton Forge that are going to be set inside of a little frame that kind of comes up and with a hook. That's going to be the accent that we're going to talk about in just a second. So let's get into the size of this fixture to begin with. That's going to be independent of what it's hanging from, and that's going to be 16.3 inches high. It's an oval, so it's going to have a depth, and that's going to be 31.3, and then length going this way is coming in at 50.6, so it's a good size. Overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, whole bottom, to the ceiling itself is going to give you a range. It's going to be 22.8, which almost makes it a semi-flush in my world. Or you can go all the way to 64.8 from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling as standard product with just what you get with it to begin with. It's going to ship with 120 inches of wire, and that should be able to get you, if you remember, you're going to have some wire that has to get to the electrical box down to, or up to, 112 inches overall height. That's quite a bit. That's like 9 3/4 feet from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture by just ordering additional pipes. So it's very user-friendly when we get into that kind of thing. You don't have to do a lot of custom. If you had to go well beyond that, we do custom lengths on this. Just email us for information about that. But you know, 9 3/4 feet overall height should take care of pretty much everybody out there. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about this whole pipe system? Hubbardton Forge has a system of these interconnected pipes that are going to be put together, and they are put together using, well, a connector. And the connectors are basically threading. Let's see, what do I have here? Don't have my little pieces here. Anyway, so this piece here actually has threading that's on the inside there. The inside of the pipes have threading as well. And you basically just screw them together. It's like the simplest thing in the world. And once they go together, the seam is so tight you barely even notice it. So you can check that out. It's nice and clean. I worked in the jewelry industry, so when I see engineering and milling like this, I'm really impressed. I want to show you how to put this together, which is going to be very simple too. How we're going to do that, we're going to look at the installations instructions now. So if you're on the page for this, on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you that this is going to be shipping with 3 of the 12-inch pipes, 1 of the 6 and 1 of the 3, and there's going to be a chart over there too, and a chart is going to be on that page. It's going to be on the page for this anyway, but it'll also be on the installations instructions. The chart is going to show you a big set of overall heights that you can achieve by using different combos of these pipes. So it's very simple. You're going to take the fixture, you're not going to put the decorative parts on it too, the decoration being the accent, until the very end. You're going to kind of put this on a table, like a dining table or something like that, maybe with a blanket down, and you're going to take the wire and you're going to feed it through these pieces one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, you're going to go through a pipe, you're going to go through a connector and a pipe. Eventually you're going to end up leaving, the pipe's going to leave through this, and this is called a canopy. This is going up on your ceiling. It's a 5.5 inch canopy. It's going to be able to be slope ceiling adaptable already for those of you with slope ceilings automatically. There's a knuckle right here that's built into, right there, built into it already. So just like that, it's like magic, or it can be flat, totally up to you. Okay, and like I said, if you need more kits of pipes, just you can email me and tell me what you're looking to do overall height, and tell me what's up and what you need, and we can help figure it out together. Okay, moving on. Why don't we talk about let's talk about what's going on inside of this as far as lamping goes. It's going to be using what's called an E12. That's the smaller chandelier socket like this, and you're going to be able to use all kinds of stuff. So if you want to stick with an incandescent, it's a 40 watt max for each bulb, and don't forget you've got 8 of these. That's a ton of light. If you want to do LEDs, and I expect you mostly will want to, you can do all kinds of things as well. So you could do the little, these guys. This is an LED version of this. This is an incandescent, this is an LED, and you can kind of see the difference inside. Those little orange lines are basically called phosphorus lines, and they glow when the electricity goes through them. This is a G16, that's this bulb, and then its brother in the LED world is a G16.5. So these are funny little details that are out there, but you can also probably just use a flame tip version. This is a torpedo version, but these come in flame tips as well. So I would probably look there. Easy to find. This came from my local hardware store. You know, you've got a 40 watt max in each of these. This is a 4 watt LED that gives you the equivalent light of a 40 watt bulb. So think of, 8 of these, 40 watts would be fine. If you find a 60 watt version of this bulb, this LED, I think that would be fine too. It's going to be offered to you in all kinds of different ways. It's going to be offered to you in a 2700 Kelvin, that's that super yellow light, kind of like a setting sun. They're also going to be offering the bulbs to you in what's called daylight, and daylight sounds like it should be a warm light. It is not a warm light. That's going to be that cold hospital waiting room light, or the like a cloudy overcast day, and that's going to be called daylight. Like I said, that's 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom, and on here it says soft white, but it's also called warm white, is 3,000 Kelvin. And there's a little chart always on the boxes for these things when you go to a hardware store. And I got this at a local hardware store in Vermont, so if I can get it here, you can get these anywhere. And just look on there and it'll tell you if it's going to be 2,700 Kelvin or 3,000 Kelvin, or way over on here it says 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. But there's a little arrow that kind of shows you where it is on that piece. Plus it'll normally say daylight or soft white or warm white. And that's really about it for that. The other very important thing, especially on this fixture, I think, is buy a dimmable bulb. Make sure it's dimmable. Make sure it says it's dimmable. Tell your installer you're using a dimmable bulb so they put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.